Hi, it's Misha here at the MK Whistles workshops in Glasgow, Scotland. And we are feeling good this month actually. For the first time in quite a number of years, one of the major political parties in the UK has put joining the EU back on the agenda, and that means that we're going to be able to serve our customers. If that happens, we're going to be able to serve our customers in Europe a lot better. So we're feeling optimistic. Come into the workshop and have a look at what's going on. Yeah, so it's been a super busy month in the workshop here, and we've been up to all kinds of things. Ronnie's been doing a bit of gluing, Ewan's been doing a bit of facing on the ends of the whistles. We've also got a production improvement going on with the polishing machine. Dylan's been testing that, and then Jamie, our intern, has been looking at, we've been kind of brainstorming some of the issues around that, so obviously not everything works perfectly first time, but that's okay. And then really excitingly we've got this, the MK2, the Mark II Chameleon, which is the first version of this box that we've made, and it is looking really nice.
Okay, so this is the head of the Pro D whistle. We're going to fit the plug and the airway. These are glued together. Okay, so that's it glued. This is the plug and the head of the whistle. Okay, so now I have to set it in line with the window, both the plug and the airway. Then that's good to go. In the press, hold it fast. Okay, that's it in, and it's level at the end. This is the actual little airway here. Once we get them here in the oven, they will go over to the facing machine. That just gives them a nice face at the end. And then they go to Ernie, the machine at the very end, and he cuts out that sort of turtle neck thing underneath it. And then they go in the rumbler. That takes away all the ragged edges, etc. And then lots of polishing goes on again. The final assembly will come here. We fit all the sleeves together. Once they're finished there, we put it on the bench for the inspection, final inspection before they're packed and sent away. This is the Kelpie model. This is the one piece. So this is how it ends up after the machining. That's the Pro D, and that's anodized silver. And as you can see, the Pro model is in two pieces, the head and the body. They can be taken apart if they ever need cleaning, you know, maintenance, etc. So that's from the beginning to the end, really, you know.
So here we've got some of the anodized parts. Electricity is actually passed through the part, and it kind of opens up like a honeycomb structure on the surface of the aluminium, and into that honeycomb structure we can actually soak a coloured dye, and then we can seal it over the top, and that actually, the surface finish on that is actually, once that's done, it's way harder and way more hard wearing than the aluminium itself, which is always prone to corrosion and all of that kind of thing. We actually used to do that in-house here, but because it's kind of big tanks of chemicals and whatever, it's actually better that we do that somewhere else. This is the swarf, guys. Yeah, so as we're making the components in the workshop, the metal cuttings that are coming off the machines, you know, we have to get rid of those. So they actually go for recycling. That's the swarf, it's called. So yeah, they came to collect that today, and that's gone to be recycled. So what we've got here, Jamie, we've got the polishing machine.
Yeah.
Okay. And the parts are being fed in from this side.
Okay.
Okay, and they come through and they hit the rough cutting wheel.
Yeah.
And they hit the final polish wheel.
Yes.
Okay. It's a great machine. It works well, but we're loading the parts in by hand, one at a time.
Yeah.
And that means that we're basically standing at the machine for long periods of time, which is, you know, taking time away from experimenting with whistle designs or whatever. So we've rigged up this feed wheel.
Yes.
So the part sits in there like that. We can actually have more than one part sitting in there.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
When we press start on it, it starts to push the part into the machine. Okay?
Yeah.
This wheel grabs the part and continues feeding it through. Okay? And then when this part disappears into the machine,
The next one will drop
part
down.
drops down.
And the next can feed through.
Exactly. The problem is, when we load up 10 parts here, they're falling in on themselves.
Okay. Yep.
Okay?
So
So this bracket here,
is to stop.
we basically want it to be the restrainer.
You're basically just guiding them in single file into the machine.
Exactly.
And then
A guide would be a good word to use. You know, just, we can move it up and down with this, but it needs to be at the right angle to match this.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Any questions?
No, I think that makes sense. All you're wanting is like, just effectively like that for each of the fixtures. And
Pretty
then
much.
from it, and then if you have holes that direction, you could then have your panel like that. Yeah, because they would be
plug.
really quick to print. Like that's, and you're not using much filament, and you don't need something that, because all you need, like you said, is that angle there, which is the incline of the plane.
Just bear in mind, it needs to be heavy duty.
Yeah. So within Fusion 360 is the software. You can create sketches in 2D on a plane. For this one, you know, we're looking something like this. We will set the angles as needed and the dimensions. From this, you can then, in 3D space, sort of extrude it and modify it as needed. To create this as a 3D part, you would then export it as a file type, which then goes in a 3D printer. You can choose the sort of types of materials that you have, the strength, basically mod around with loads of parameters to get the prototype as you would like it.
We're roughly going to need one for each component. The only thing is the D ones are going to be a bit bigger.
Yeah, well, I've accounted for that.
All right, okay. Ben and myself are here and we're just looking over MK2 Chameleon, the latest prototype, as it were. And I think just as it's coming together under his fingers, we're just really starting to appreciate how cool this thing is.
Compared to the previous ones which we've been doing, we've added a border around parts of the windows on the front and also the back as well.
The window around here, little window here, the MK, the little eye of the Chameleon here, and then the back.
We've added this border around here as well, and also we've got this window so that we can see the inside and also through the other side, so depending on where the light hits it, you can see the light shining through it as well.
Because we've cut a lot of material out of it, the weight of it is really nice. So let's, you know, that's the inside there with the Chameleon itself. We've made some changes to the Mark II Chameleon. We've rolled out the keys. The two pinky keys have moved up a wee touch, just making them a little bit easier to reach with your pinky. And we've added some rubber stoppers under the keys, which just helps improve the action a little bit. In the case and in your hands, this thing looks and feels bloody amazing. I think, yeah, how do you feel about it, Ben?
Yeah, it's really great to see this, finally come to life now. We've been at this for a very long time, and how many different prototypes we've kind of went through.
Yeah.
Just seeing the big difference between these.
Yeah,
and the
I mean, that
plastic
was that number one?
This was like the first one we did over a year ago.
That's for the case.
For the case.
Yeah.
And then how much of a difference this has all made with each other to get to this stage now.
So yeah, this is very exciting. This is very exciting. Yeah, thanks for tuning in this month and having a look around the workshop. Obviously, give us a like and a follow if you would like to see some more. And yeah, we'll see you next time.